Welcome to Yeshiva Daf Shavuos sponsor Lui Nishma Saram B'Yak Shalom Le'Abbas Yitzchok. We're holding in Shavuos Daf Yudalit. We are going to start in Daf Yudalit and Mud Aleph. V'hai Asher Loi. So V'hai Asher Loi, which is next to it's the middle of the line. Starts with the line shows the word Yisrael. Sol Nafka. So we got to that word. The word says V'hai Asher Loi La'ach Yudoso. As Rashi points out, we learned instead of shaloi to exclude others. And when it says, if you exclude others, who are you excluding? You're excluding the Koyanim. So, well, no, you're not excluding the Koyanim. You're excluding only you're not excluding the Koyanim. So who are you excluding? The one that says you're excluding Israel. So well, that's what's coming to tell you. How you buy look at for the following brisa. Mishaloi hu mevi, ve'inu mevi mishal tzibur. It says that the Kohen Gadol has to bring his own carbon. They don't pay for it. It's not like a plane that comes with Qatar. He has to pay his own money. So it could be he doesn't bring from the tzibur because the tzibur is not involved in the carbon of the Kohen Gadol. Kohen Gadol's carbon goes in the Kohen Gadol. Does not go to Yisrael. But maybe you should take from his brothers, for the Kohanim are benefiting, so they should pay for it. Has to be his. Maybe he won't bring it, but if he does bring it, it's kosher. So shall I again tell you that it's not even kosher? So as Rashi points out, the word is shaloi says 3 times. The shaloi. The pasuk is and then it says, that's pasuk vav. And then pasuk yudalev it says so the word shaloi says 3 times. So it tells you that you have to don't bring from the tzibur. Then it tells you don't bring it from the zechav koyanim. Then it tells you it's me'akiv. I need a shaloi for that. Why the Koyanim were not using the Am? Because they're not involved monetarily in the carbon of the Am. Tosha says, what do you mean the Koyanim were not involved monetarily? Are Am Yisrael is involved monetarily and Koyanim were not? The carbon of the Am, who pays for it? Who pays for the carbon of Am Yisrael?
Public money.
With what?
Public money.
Which public money? Master Shekel. Yeah. What about the Kohanim? So then he says there is a mandama that holds the Kohanim don't give Master Shekel. So according to them, the Gemara makes a lot of sense. The Kohanim were not involved. But there is a mandama the Kohanim do Master Shekel. So Torah has to find out where the Yisrael do more the Kohanim. He says if they're missing money, they will do a capital call. Capital call goes only to Yisrael, not to Kohanim. Okay. Says the Gemara. So it says the Gemara, so you're saying this. Why Why the Kohanim? Because they didn't pay for it. Why will Kohanim be different? So why will Kohanim be different by Legabe Aaron Kohen and not Legabe Israel? So because the Kohanim so they call it to be his bais, and therefore they are miskaper with him because he's base Aaron. So what? According to Shimon, the Kohanim were using the par for everything. They're not using Siyam Mishtalach at all. So that's why by the par, it says in the pasuk tu viduim, and there's the application of the blood. So as Rav Shimon said in the Mishnah, the application of the blood to tell you Migdash Yukachov. Yeah, the vidui, one vidu is tell you that you have Shar Averis. All the Averis for the Kohanim is going with the par. And then there's another vidui. So to tell you that what we Yisrael get, which is what? Oh, yesh yediyah b'tchilo ve'en yediyah b'soif, and she'en yediyah b'tchilo u'b'soif. That's as the Gemara says. Chad keneget tzir nasa b'frim. That's yesh yediyah b'tchilo ve'en yediyah b'soif. V'chad keneget tzir nasa b'chutz she'en yediyah b'tchilo ve'en yediyah b'soif. Chad keneget tzir b'shtalech. So I have 2 viduim, 1 dam, connected to 3 things Am Yisrael has in other karbonis. Elab Yudah, that the Kohanim are also involved in Seir Mishtaleach. Trei viduim apar lam, why have 3? Bechat viduim domosagir, they only have to replace 2. One of them they're together with Am Yisrael. Shavuos. Says more echad loy, bechad lebeisoi. One is for the Kohen, and one is for the Kohen. Why? That's the right thing to do. Better the one who was already rectified should be mechaper and others, and not now. So first of all, you take care of the Kohen Gadol. Once you finish him, now you take care of the Beis Aaron. I want to do Beis Aaron after he's mechaper. It's like lahavdil. So when you're diving in the plane, give you the instructions. First put the mask on yourself, and then put the mask on yourself. First make sure you're okay to do the others. So again, lahavdil, first do kapar on yourself before you do kapar for others. There's brought down, interesting in halacha, 2 inyanim, question is connected or not, but just to mention both. One is it says that when a person does kaparas, he wants to do for himself, he wants to do for his mishpacha, first do for yourself, then do for your mishpacha. If you want to do it, because you should be zakeh, you should be mitkaper before you do others. And very similar, it's brought down to the Tzvi. The Tzvi Pesach Frank said that when you do Nidorim, you do Hataras Nidorim, better that the people that are matir, the ones who already had Hataras Nidorim themselves. So the one who's already clean should clean the other ones.
The last one is
What?
The last one.
The last one, yeah. Or the first one.
The first one, no.
How's the first one? Mutter, yeah?
It's so shot by the kier. We know the kier is made of mirrors. The eyes are made of mirrors.
Yeah?
When the Kohen goes to wash his hands, he looks inside. He always looks on himself. If he is right to go ahead.
Very nice, beautiful idea. Very nice. Okay, beautiful. All right, with this we end the first parak of Masechet Shavuos. Hadon al Shavuos Shtayim Shem Arba. Hadon al Shavuos Shtayim. Zok the Mishnah. Yediyah Satum Shtayim Shem Arba. What is Yediyah Satum? The second part of the Mishnah, Parak Hamel. We say by Tumo, you have kapara. What's the kapara? What's the idea of Yediyah Satum? Someone who knew they was tummy, he forgot, and then he remembered afterwards. Now you have your different options. What he forgot. So the Mishnah gives us the examples. Nitvo, he was tummy. Yoda, and he knew he was tummy. And then he forgot that he's tummy. The zocher is a kodesh, but he realized this piece of meat is kodesh. Someone asked before steak; it's a steak of kodesh, but he didn't realize he's tummy. Or now he remembers he's tummy, but he didn't realize this piece of meat is a kodesh. He thought maybe it's a meat from Doma. Now he forgot kodesh. He forgot tumo. V'hochas a kodesh v'lo yoda. And he realized. Then he remembered. That's the classic Alavir. You knew, forgot something, either the tumo or the kodesh or both, and then he remembered. That was the kodesh. Now let's talk about Beis Hamikdash. Nitvo came to Ve'yoda, and he knew it was tummy. Ve'ne'elmo mimeno tumo, and then he forgot it was tummy. Ve'zochas Hamikdash, he knows this is Beis Hamikdash. Or ne'elmo mimeno Hamikdash, he forgot this Beis Hamikdash. This we'll see a little bit when we get to the Gemara. It was the beginning of the Sechta. He forgot Beis Hamikdash. You know where Beis Hamikdash is? So we'll get to that now with Beis. The Zochas Atumo. He remembers his tummy. So he either forgot his tummy, or you remember this tummy, you forgot this Beis Hamikdash. Now they forgot both. V'nichnas l'mikdash v'lo yoda u'shiyotze yoda. After he left, it's Hamikdash, he remembers. Harays the boiler here. They get the same idea. He knew everything. He forgot either his tummy, or he forgot that this is Beis Hamikdash, or both. Echad nichas la'azor. Doesn't matter if you went into the Hazor or the extension of the Hazor. Now the Mishnah right away jumps and says, 1 second. Someone went to service the Hazor. He needs to bring a korban. He needs to bring it becomes the Oraisa? Yes. Why? She'ein moisifim ala'ir ve'ala Hazoros. You cannot add in Yerushalayim on the Hazoros elo be'melech ve'novi ve'mitumim. The Sanhedrin Shivishim Echot. All the hierarchy of Am Yisrael. King, Novi, Sanhedrin. We're Betumim. Oh.
You need all of them or?
Oh. So we'll see in the Gemara. We'll see. We'll get back to the Gemara. Right now we'll see the Mishnah. The Shtei Toidos. There's 2 korban toido. Ubeshir. You have singing. Ubeis din ma'alchim. The Shtei Toidos acharem. V'kol Yisrael acharem. You have a whole process. It's a very, very monumental process to add to the Azor. It's just like you add all that to a little extension. You have to bring the king over there and the Kohen Gadol. You have to bring the Sanhedrin. It's a whole process. So that's why it becomes very significant to Sefes. And that's what the Mishnah continues and says Yudal on the base. First of all, we finish about the Korban Toido. The Haprim is Necheles v'Achitzoy. The surface is 2 Korban Toido. The inner one, Zita, and the outer one is being burned. If it wasn't done that way, in a Chadami, you won't be chayav if you go into Tosefes. It has to be Tosefes done that way.
Because there's no Kedusha.
Yeah, the Kedusha requires all that, which we'll see in the Gemara a little bit more about that. Now, the first case of Tumah that we spoke about is the person was Tomeh, and he went into Beis Hamikdash. The second part of the Mishnah is Nitma Ba'azor. He was Tar, he became Tomeh in the Azor. He forgot about it. The Zochus Hamikdash. Or Nel Migdosh, Zachatuma. Or Nel Menu Zeveze. Forgot Tuma, because Beis Hamikdash are both. Now, here comes another requirements. Why? Person became Torah and Beis Hamikdash, what do you want from him? What do you want him to do? Get out. So the only problem is if he delays his Yitzhiyah. He doesn't go out so quickly. You wait there to bow down. Or you wait enough time to do a shtachavayo. He took the longer way. The shortest way possible is potter. So he mitzvah says Mikdash she'ein chayavim olel. This is the mitzvah says Mikdash. There's no chayva. Which chayva? That we'll get to. If Beis Din made a mistake b'hoira, they don't bring on it a korban. A special thing called korban of korban hoira, korban of the seir, the amisol, which we get to in hoiriyos, Beis Hashem in a few besechtes. If Beis Din came and paskin, this is mutter, there's to be a korban now in this case. Which case? Yeah. Wrote to teach it, it's allowed.
They made a mistake in the Hara.
Yeah. The Beis Din says, so which case do you have a similar case of exiting that you do have a korban? Shebenido. Shechavim olil. That's what you have. What is it? Someone has a tashush with his wife, she start, and in the middle she says, I think I became nido. Upiresh, and he left. Miyad, immediately. Chayo. He's now allowed to leave immediately. We'll see the Gemara, he has to wait for the Aver to die. And if he leaves right away, he's already chayav. So in Beis Hamikdash, I'm telling you, if you go very fast,
You're not the potter.
what?
If you leave right away.
Yeah, if you leave right potter. And it's a benido. No, so now, if Beis Din did hoiro, it's 2 parts over here, as we'll see in the Gemara. One is regarding hoiro's Beis Din. So we're saying hoiro's Beis Din is only in Beis Hamikdash, is only need the non Beis Hamikdash. If the hoiro's Beis Din made a mistake. And in addition, we have a din that you're not allowed to go out so fast. So 2 different inyanim over here. Shibit says, no. If a person forgot that he's tameh, he forgot the tumah, the metame, so then that's helen. But if you forgot to be samigdush, that's not helen tumah. That's how Blazo dashes from Hasheretz. Rabbi Kiva learns very similarly, as we saw this in Perek Aleph from a different pasuk. Only forgot about tumah, not about mikdash. You have 2 alamas, either forgetting tumah or forgetting mikdash, and the Gemara is going to explain the 3 shitas of the Mishnah when we get there. So the Gemara up. La Abaye, Shtayim Shem Arba, Shtayim Shesh Shavim. Why is it Shtayim Shem Arba? It's only 4, it's 6. I give you 6 examples. He forgot about Beis Hamikdash. He forgot about tumah. He forgot about kodesh. He forgot about both. And all the cases. I have 6 cases. Right? So he said why? As Bo explains. So as Bo again, Shtayim Shem Arba, Shtayim Shesh Avion, 6. Yediyas Tumah Tchila V'Soif. Right? He knew about Tumah, forgot about it, and it comes back. Yedias HaKodesh Tchila V'Soif. He knew about Kodesh, forgot it, came back. Yedias Mikdash Tchila V'Soif. So we're talking about the Yedias. I said it wrong before. We'll get back to the moment. Yedias means he knew. He knew, forgot, knew. That's 2. How many things can you know and forget? 3. Kodesh, Mikdash, Tumah. So it's 3 times 2 is 6. Says the Gemara, the time according to you, time happens. 8. Da'ika Tumah the Kodesh, the Tumah the Mikdash, Tchila V'Soif. What about the fact that you have 2 Tumas? You have Tumah of Kodesh, Tumah of Mikdash. You're saying, I knew Tumah and I forgot. I knew which Tumah? I knew Tumah of Kodesh, and I forgot about it. And then I remembered. I knew Tumah of Mikdash, forgot, remembered. I knew Kodesh, forgot, remembered. I knew Mikdash, forgot, remembered. I have 8. You forgot 2. Says the Gemara, Halakasha, Shem Tumah Achasi. Talk about forgetting Tumah. I didn't care which Tumah. Put all of them in one category. Why 6 times Shema, but should be 6? It's really 8. I'm not counting the first 4. The first 4 don't mean to a korban. A person knows and forgets, doesn't mean a korban yet. He needs to bring another, he has to have 4 to remember. So only Arba Basrais the Meister the korban kachoshev. He knew, we're not counting yet. Forgot, knew again. That's what I'm counting. Arba Yedis, the last Yedis. He could have some say the opposite. It's really 8. The first 4, what's the first 4? That he knew and then forgot. We don't have in Shabbos, a person didn't know and made have a or it's chayav. They don't have to know and forget. So the original knowing that you have to forget, that's only korban olav. That's what we're counting. The last 4 that you have in every place in Torah or lekachoshev. So the Gemara's conclusion is we talk about the 4 yediyas, either the original yediyas or the last yediyas. What happens if he forgot? Not tumah, he forgot the halachas of tumah. He knows he's tumah. He doesn't know what is the implication of tumah. So why he done? He didn't know the shirts tumah, it's Friday tumah. He didn't know which item is v'tameh. Is it a sheretz or a frog? Just open the chumash, you'll see it. That's not called unknowing. The other to his shirts. He knows. He touched the size of a adosha, which is the size of a bean. He doesn't know the shear. Not to knows. Mike, he knows that shares the so that's the idea. Mike doesn't know the details. So Gemara says in that, take. Right? What about Yediyas based rabbi? Right? What about, we learned early in the first parak, there's something called Alomas based rabbi. We never learned in Yeshiva. This Mandam and Chur does not hold Alomas based rabbi. That's a different shita. If a person did not know at all, here we're talking about the Mandam that holds you need to know. So here I knew that I'm tummy. I didn't know what the details are. I didn't know what makes you tummy. So is that called unknowing or not called? The Gemara says take. Why have you? This is what I mentioned in the Mishnah. Ben Bavel Shaul Eretz Yisrael v'ne'elo mamenu mokum mikdash. He comes from Bavel, goes to so he doesn't know where his English is. Doesn't know where his base of English. Today's points out, we're talking about after the Churban, everything's destroyed. He doesn't know where his base of English. So he never knew. Not that he knew, and he knew he forgot. He never knew where it is. He knows his basic English in the world, but I don't know where it is. So according to Akiva needs to know and then forget. We just saw in the Mishnah, Akiva says, only if you get the tumah, not if you forget the Mikdash. So you don't have the idea of Yediyah B'tchila. You won't call it to Bishwal even if you got a Mikdash. Haloi by Yediyah B'tchila. It doesn't require Yediyah B'tchila. We saw it Perek Kama, and we'll see a little later. He says you don't have to know. We mentioned just 2-3 blocks ago. According to Rebbe, you don't have to know and forget, even if you can't forget it. Rebbe is our Mishnah in Perek Kama. He does require you to know. Because we said in the Mishnah, he holds like a Rekiva. Meaning that he holds that knowing from the Rebbe is a deal. So what? Okay, so I know there is a Mikdash. I don't know where it is. So they won't take it. Right? Rashi says over here, look at the last Rashi in the Amud. What about this Rabbi? I learned in my Rebbe. The Tuma, the Ilo, so Nomet Shasher is Batami. He knows Batami. Because he knows he touched the Sheretz. He just doesn't know what happened. He learned that he became Tomei, and he knows he touched the Sheretz. He didn't put the two things together. It's not considered to be knowing if you don't know where it is. That's how Rashi brings. Tais over here says that if so, you find another case where you not necessarily time of shared, so the comment did not say that. We'll leave that over there. But he says that's what we talk over here. So interesting, fascinating. This will end. This will be in the Shor Machshor and the Zdaf. Is that there is one of the Sfarim called the domestic Eliezer. He brings his father came to Eretz Yisrael and he sent a letter to his father. Told his father, don't get close to Yerushalayim. Why? We don't know exactly where Beis Hamikdash is. You may go in the place where his Beis Hamikdash should be Chayav Kars. So don't get close to it. So the Sefer called something Dvir. He writes it. He says, "What do you mean? Of course we know Beis Hamikdash is today." So the Ishmaelim, they built a mosque over there. They don't let the Jews go up there. So we know exactly where it is. Further speaks about some kind of a case, the Bavel, they came from Bavel, they didn't know, but today everybody knows where it is. So interesting discussion, is there any chashash to go to Yerushalayim because of this, the idea of Anshe Bavel, the Gemara mentions over here, very fascinating thing that later Achorim discuss, and Be'ez Hashem more about that in the Shom Hashem and the Daf. Everybody should have a wonderful night, and I'll see you Be'ez Hashem tomorrow. Oh, one second.